Today's video is going to be all about right to buy scheme. What is the right to buy scheme? Good question. So the right to buy started in the 1980s, and this allows council tenants and housing social tenants to buy their house at a discount. Depending on where you're based in the UK, it really determines the upper limit of the discount that you can receive. As of April 2023, they have increased their maximum discount. So the maximum discount as of 2023, if you're in England, is £96,010. And then if you're in the London area, that is then £127,940 as your maximum discount. Now this will increase every April to follow in line with something called a CPI, which is the Consumer Price Index. Now the discount is based on a number of factors. How long have you been a tenant? What type of property you're buying, so is it a flat or a house? And the value of your home. If you're buying a flat off your public sector, so council, and you've been a tenant for 3 to 5 years, you'll be entitled to a 50% discount. And then after 5 years, that then increases to 2% discount each year that you're in your flat. Now the maximum discount you can get on your flat is 70% of the market value, up to the £96,010 in England. Or if you are in the London area, it's £120,940, and it works out whichever is lowest. Now if it's a house, you get 35% discount between year 3 and 4, as long as you've been a tenant for 3 to 5 years. After the 5 years, it's a 1% discount each year that you've been a tenant. Again, and that's up to a maximum of 70% of the market value, which is your £96,010 across England. And if you are in the London area, it's £127,940 as your maximum discount. Once you've done a right to buy, you bought your property, if you sell it in the first 5 years, you will have to pay either all or a fraction of the discount back. So if you sell it in the first year, you have to pay back all of the discount. If you sell it in the second year, you will have to pay 80% of the discount back. If you sell it in the third year, it's then 60% of the discount back. Sell it in the fourth year, it's then 40%. And if you sell it in the fifth year, it's then 20% that you pay back. After that fifth year, you pay none of the discount back. If you are selling your home in the first 10 years of owning it, you do have to contact the council or your housing association, whoever you bought the property off, under the right to buy scheme. So this could be your old landlord, or it could be another social landlord in the area. Now the property should always be sold at a full market value, and this is agreed between you and the landlord. If you can't agree to a sale price, a local valuer will go out, value your property, and he will settle the agreement of the sale price. Now after 8 weeks has gone past and you've not agreed a price, or it hasn't been agreed between you and the landlord, you can then sell it to anybody after the first 8 weeks. If you bought your property for £100,000 and you got a 40% discount, that's then £40,000. If then 18 months later you decided to sell that property and it went for £120,000, 40% of that is then £48,000. But you will then be in year 2, which means you only pay back 80% of the discount back. Then 80% of that £48,000 is then £38,400 that you then pay back. So what are the 3 main benefits to buying your council house? So first main benefit is rental. So you're currently paying the rent on your council house. Now, if you retire, you will still have to pay your rent on your council property up until you were to decease. Now, if you were to buy your council house off the council and you were to mortgage it, and you paid your mortgage all the way up until your retirement age, as long as you kept up with your payments, you would have no rent to pay the council, and then you would have no mortgage. So then you own your house outright. The second main benefit is if property prices increase, you will not only gain equity in the house instantly from the discount from the council, you will also gain capital when house prices rise. Where if you're rented, it doesn't do either of that for you, and you're not going to gain from that. So what that actually means is if the house price was to rise in price, so originally it was 150 and let's say it's rose to 180, not only did you get the discount, you've then gained the capital from 150 to 180 and made a little bit more profit from your property. The third benefit is you don't have to pay the discount back. Now this is all determined by how many years you live in the property before you were to sell it. So they are the three main benefits to buying your own council house. Did you know there are two biggest secrets with the Right to Buy scheme? First one being that you actually don't need a deposit to buy your council house. You can actually use the discount from your council house as a deposit as long as you meet the lender's affordability. Therefore, the discount from the Right to Buy scheme you can actually use as a deposit to buy your house from the council or your housing social tenant. The second secret to the Right to Buy scheme is you can actually borrow over the discount without again putting any sort of deposit down there. So let's just say your discount was 80,000 and your property price is 150,000. You only need to take out £70,000 mortgage. But let's say you want to do home improvements. There are lenders out there that will allow you to borrow 20% over the discount, so £16,000, which then would bring your grand total as a mortgage amount at £86,000 to allow you to do home improvements for your property. Who qualifies to buy their council property in the Right to Buy scheme? So if you've lived in your property, your council property, for 3 years or more, you have the right to contact your council to start the application process. Now, however, if you've had a family member or a partner who's lived in the property for 12 months, they also have the right to join the Right to Buy application and apply for the mortgage also, which then could help with the affordability side because you've got two incomes instead of the one. Now, the longer you've been in the council property, the more discount you are going to get, which then means you can use two people's income and you can top up that affordability. First thing is first is I would always contact a financial advisor or a broker, a local mortgage broker, who can then go over any sort of questions that you've got and they can help guide you to maybe your local council and also run you some figures so you potentially know how much you can afford to borrow. Now I bet you're wondering how you apply for the Right to Buy scheme. So all you need to do is get in contact with your local council. They will send you an application form called an RTB1 form. You simply fill this out and send it back to your local council. Within about 4 weeks' time, they will give you an acceptance if you're entitled to this, and then also send out a surveyor, which is also known as a RICS surveyor. Once they've done their side and done their RICS report, that will go back to the council and that will then help them determine how much discount you're entitled to based on the property price and also how many years you've been in your council house for. And then once that's all happened and then you've got your RICS report, you'll then have a letter sent out to you that confirms the amount of discount that you're entitled to. You then update your mortgage broker, who's then going to go out and start sourcing the best lender for you. If there's any sort of extra borrowing on top of that, you will then discuss that in your appointment with your mortgage advisor or financial advisor. That's then when you start looking over your figures, and then the two then start coming together quite nicely. So your mortgage advisor or broker or financial advisor will help guide you along that side. You then already know that you could buy your council house and what type of discount you have got. If you own a council house or you're a housing social tenant and you've been in your council property for 3 years or more, what are you waiting for? If you like my content, please like and subscribe to my channel and then just pop some comments below if you've got any questions. See you soon.